Hello and welcome to day 15 of the Master of Malt Drinks by the Dram Whisky Advent Calendar. Let's see what we've got. So this is a whisky that I have had before and I do like quite a lot. This is Laphroaig Triple Wood, so it's one that I've actually reviewed fairly recently. So this is almost a day off for me. I haven't got to look for any flavours, I've just got to enjoy something that I already know. So this is bottled at 48%, originally travel retail but now part of the core range, and I think I'm right in saying that it is non-chill filtered, but I think they still add colouring to it, unless that's changed recently. Obviously drinking from a miniature, haven't got the full details here. But from my experience, the Laphroaig Triple Wood, for anyone that likes this year's Laphroaig Carchis Port and Wine Casks, I think that the Laphroaig Triple Wood is a really good, really affordable, well, fairly affordable and very readily available, at least where I live, alternative to that style of sort of grape cask matured but still fairly heavily peated medicinal Laphroaig. So yeah, that is a lovely whisky. I'm always surprised with the nose on this one because it really goes through the ringer a little bit in terms of cask maturation. I believe it starts off in bourbon casks, it's then racked into quarter casks and then finished in Oloroso sherry casks, so there's quite a bit of messing around going on there, and especially the fact that it's been in those sherry casks. They have a habit of toning down the peat a little bit, but especially compared to the Carchis, there's quite a lot of peat on the nose on this one. And it's a lovely, spicy, medicinal peat. I think you're getting quite a bit of peat from those quarter casks because you get a lot of wood spice from those very small casks with that fresh wood. And that goes really well with the salty, iodine-y TCP quality that's already in the Laphroaig. I think I said in my head-to-head video that the Laphroaig Triple Wood is definitely a touch more medicinal and peaty and a bit more spicy than the Carchis release. Something that I always pick out on the Triple Wood as well, on the nose, is a lovely, warm, spicy, almost Christmassy clove note, medicinal cloves, and that's something that I really like. I tend not to be a fan of quarter cask matured and virgin oak matured whiskies in general, to be honest. I think that the wood spice is a little bit too heavy-handed, but I think the combination of casks that I've used in this Laphroaig Triple Wood works really well despite that. I am actually wondering if there's a little bit more oak spice on this one, but that could purely be batch variation. I've had a couple of bottles of this, and I'm just noticing that wood spice, gingery, raw oakiness is a little bit more forward than I remember it being. But the level of quality is very consistent on this one. I think they do a really good job of making it really repeatable, and it's a really good whisky. So other notes that I'm picking up on the palate, there's definitely some chocolate and honey in there, and I think that's probably coming from a combination of the bourbon and the sherry casks. There's some lovely earthy peat, which again I think is probably a combination of the peated Laphroaig spirit and those sherry casks and probably the quarter casks as well. I think those quarter casks, they really emphasise the saltiness of the Laphroaig spirit as well. But something that I really like about this Laphroaig Triple Wood, something that I think makes it stand out above other sherry matured whiskies, is that the sherry is so in balance with the spirit and the other casks. You can really smell and taste all three of the casks, and equally you can smell and taste the Laphroaig spirit. Nothing's drowned out, it's quite complex, and it's just so perfectly balanced, nothing is lost in the maturation. As for the finish, it's a fairly long finish, and it's this beautiful balance between the sweet wine casks and the medicinal peaty Laphroaig spirit, and a little bit of dryness from the oak as well. Really nice. So that's a little bit of an easy video for me, tasting something that I'm so familiar with and something that's so enjoyable as well. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Laphroaig triple wood and what's your favourite expression of Laphroaig. And I nearly forgot again, I should probably, before I sign off, put the Laphroaig triple wood on the leaderboard somewhere. So it's going to be fairly high, this one, and I'm quite pleased about that because I am quite harsh on Laphroaig quite often, especially with regards to their 10-year-old whisky being bottled at such a low, pitifully underpowered ABV, and the fact that they insist on chill filtering and colouring far too many of their whiskies still. So I'm quite glad that I'm able to show Laphroaig some of the love that they probably do deserve when I put this one on the leaderboard. So it's going to be definitely top half, top quarter I think. Definitely above the Aerolite Lindsay, which itself was a really good Islay whisky. I don't think I can quite put it ahead of the Whistle Pig, because I do like the Whistle Pig. I think it's going to have to go in there yet again. I'm going to have to rearrange my leaderboard. But there we are, a new number 3. So our leaderboard is now, apologies if you can't see this, I think I'm going to have to type it up and put it in the outro to these videos. We've now got Bunnahabhain 12-year-old at number 1, Whistle Pig 10-year-old at number 2, followed by Laphroaig Triplewood. So there we have it, Laphroaig creeping onto the podium. So join me next time when we'll be trying another dram from the Drinks by the Dram advent calendar and see if anything else can overtake it. Cheers.
You